Get yourself settled on your mat and we will begin. So tonight's or today's yoga class is mostly about the lower back. So we're going to focus on the lower back area because from feedback that I got from some of you, that seems to be an area that causes a little discomfort and tension. So hardly surprising, we're doing a lot of sitting. Some of us are aging, so that also has an impact on that part of our bodies. So we will do some nice loosening of that part, but first we will take a moment or two to tune in. So find yourself that comfortable position, spine nice and long, shoulders away from the ears, face nice and relaxed, eyes softly closed. So just take a moment to settle into your body, to bring everything back into balance. So we're allowing the breath to settle, allowing the fizz or the energy in the body to settle. Resist any urge to fidget or be distracted and just sit nice and still. Lovely bird song here in the yurt today. And a car about to drown that sound out. So as we slow our bodies down and bring our bodies into stillness, our minds follow. And it might be a good time to make an intention to yourself that for the rest of your yoga practice today, that you will experience your body, experience your breath, and take time to listen to the wisdom of your body. So we'll take some nice deep breaths now through our nose. So seal the lips and breathing in through your nose. And out again. 3 more in your own time, breathing in. And then we'll begin to loosen up the body. So we'll make our way down all the way through the body. And on the way, we will visit the spine, but starting with our necks. So we're going to turn our head to the right, and then to the left, to the right, to the left, and then turn it to the right again, but this time hold it. Now be careful you're not moving your shoulders. Your shoulders stay squared with your hips. So just looking over your right shoulder and just enjoy that nice stretch down the left side of your neck. And you can actually feel, I have a little bit of tension here today. I slept a little bit funny on that side. So You can actually feel when you hold it for some length of time. You can like feel as though the muscle is being ironed out. So listen deeply to your body, really feel it. And then slowly turning the opposite direction. And it might feel completely different on the other side. So again, just be aware of that. Bring the head back to the center then, and we're going to look down. So again, keeping the shoulders squared over the hips, just drop the chin down towards the chest, lift it up then to look up and down again, and up and down again. This time we're going to hold it down. So chin tilted down. We're not really pressing it, but you will feel you will feel the weight of the head coming down, and you will also feel that lovely stretch of skin over the upper vertebrae in your neck. So making lots of space there in case there's any knots or tension built up in that part of your spine. Remember to keep breathing smoothly in a nice rhythm. And then lifting the head all the way and look right up. So this time feeling that lovely stretch of skin from your chest up through your neck to your chin. Opening the throat. Head back to the center then, and we'll just begin to circle the head. So really getting into a nice flow and releasing any leftover tension in the neck. And change direction. Really nice. Okay, bringing the head back to the center then, we'll move to our shoulders. So keep the shoulders square over the hips and together, hands facing down onto the knees. We're just going to lift the shoulders all the way up. You may like to slide your hands so that your fingertips come on to the knees to give you an extra lift. Lovely. And then just peel the shoulders back a little bit as if you're bringing the shoulder blades together, trying to pinch them together. And then rolling down and forward. So just continue that in a nice flow. Raising the shoulders up, bringing them together and rolling them forward. So everything connected, of course. So the tension in your neck could be related to the tension in your shoulders. Let's change direction. Tension in your shoulders could be related to tension in the hips or the back. So we'll give everything a nice little ironing out. Great, and leave it there. Okay, let's work our way down now from the shoulders into the spine. So we'll start with a nice little spinal twist, taking the left hand across onto the right knee. The right hand then comes behind. We're going to sit up nice and tall. So nice big inhale through the nose as we sit up nice and tall. And on the exhale then, just twisting, not too much. So you don't want to force the body to do anything. So just turning to the point of resistance. You should feel that nice twist into your middle spine. So from the base, you're twisting into the middle spine, releasing tension that may be built up there. It's also in this pose nice to work the eye muscles as well. So as you're looking over that right shoulder, just turn the eyes to look all the way to the right as well. So You're getting two for the price of one here. You're also using your eye muscles. And we'll change sides then. So inhaling to lift the spine up again and exhaling to twist. Use the eyes again if you want. Inhale back to the center. And we'll take both hands either side of the legs, and we'll give some nice spinal leans now. So the spine leaning from side to side also helps to open it up. So we'll start on the right side again. So we inhale, take the left hand up into the air, and then exhaling to lean to one side. This is one of my favorite stretches. Just watch that left knee doesn't come up off the floor. So press the left knee down, and it'll intensify that stretch. So you should feel this stretch all the way from your thigh bone into your hip, up the side body, into the armpit, and then out through the fingers. It's a great stretch. And change sides. So we're inhaling to lift the right arm, stretching it up, and then exhale. Same again, watching the knees, both knees pressing towards the floor, fingers pushing away. A lovely opening. And inhale, come back to the center. Great. Okay, for this one, I'm going to turn to the side then, so you can see a little bit better. You can stay where you are. So here what we're going to do is, we can use the cushion if you like to raise the hips up, or you can sit on the floor. You can try both and see which feels better for you. So we're coming back into Sukhasana, easy pose, with the legs crossed over. Sitting with the spine nice and long. We're going to interlace the fingers, and we're going to push the arms up and away. So both arms alongside the ears if you can. So if you're a little bit out here, just see if you can peel back the arms a little bit towards the ears. Straightening the arms out as you press the palms towards the ceiling. Now, if that feels too much, you can, of course, loosen that and bend the elbows a little bit. So soften the elbows if you need to. If not, lifting right up. Pressing the knees towards the floor, and really feel the length of the spine here. Chin is level with the floor and you're looking straight ahead. Or if you feel like it, you can close your eyes. You can close your eyes for the whole practice if you like. So making yourself tall and long and lifting the energy of the body, opening up the spine. And then exhale as you bring the hands forward in front of the body, pushing the palms away again. So you're sort of getting a nice rounding into the shoulders. And then we'll take the fingertips to the floor, straighten up the spine again. And we're going to make ourselves a little cave, a little self-reflection cave. So to do that, we're going to walk the fingers out in front. So just keep walking the fingers until they go as far as they can without lifting your bottom up off your cushion or off the floor. Nice, feel the length of the spine, feel the reaching of the shoulder blades, so you can sort of feel them start to pull apart. So press with the fingers, push back into the hips, and then drop your chin down between your upper arms. So now you've got this kind of little cave that you've made for yourself. So a nice place to reflect, to de-stress. If you feel like a deeper stretch, you can come down onto the elbows, taking the head down as well, just watching the hips don't come up off the floor or off your cushion. Tilting the head down. And again, if you want to take the hands up and interlace the fingers behind the back of the head,
So it's just easing the head down into your cave. So if it feels more comfortable, you can just have your fingertips on the floor. So remember, this practice is for you, not for anybody else. You're not competing with anyone. So do what feels comfortable, what feels nice. And we're going to walk the hands to the right side or the left side. Doesn't matter which one you do first, really. So when doing this, you're again opening up the side body. So reach right down into the pose. So come out of your head and your thinking. Come right down into the body and feel it. Feel every sensation. Walking now to the other side. And dropping the head down. If the head comes all the way to the knee, that's great. Don't worry if it doesn't. Lifting up and walking the hands back to the center. And then slowly bringing the hands back in. Don't lift the head too quickly. Shoulders back, spine nice and long. Lifting the head up. And we'll just give a nice little counter pose to that. So taking the hands behind. Come down onto the palms. And then pressing with the hands, you're going to peel the shoulders back one by one. Press the chest forward. Look up, inhale. Into a big wide chest. So really opening up the heart space here. Imagine your heart is like a torch shining up towards the sky. So lifting the energy of the body here. And then slowly on the exhale, walking your hands forward. Great. So nicely loosened up. Okay. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, we're going to come onto our backs now. And we're going to work on that lower spine area. So keep the feet flat to the floor, knees bend, ease yourself slowly and gently down onto the floor. Okay. So make sure your spine is nicely laid out in its natural form. So we're not pressing it in any way, just observing its natural curve. And then you're going to lift the right foot off the floor. Take the hands around the knee and just press it gently in towards the chest. Release it and try the other side. Great. Let's take both feet off the floor now. So as you do, you'll feel your lower back leveling down onto the floor. Take hold of the shins so you can interlace the fingers around the shins, or if that's too much, you can just rest your hands on the knees. And we're going to rock side to side. So really getting a feel for the shape of the pelvis here. Keep the knees together, feet together. And rocking alongside either side of the lumbar spine and into the pelvic bone like a nice massage. Then we can start to circle. So getting a little bit deeper down into the tailbone. Circle one way and circle the other way. Let's come back to our breath. So taking the hands flat onto the kneecaps now. Keep the knees bent with the soles of the feet facing down towards your mat. We're going to inhale to just ease the knees away, straighten out the arms, making lots of space in the abdomen to breathe. And then exhale, drawing the knees in towards the tummy as if you're pressing all that air out, lifting the tailbone off the floor. Inhale to press away. Exhale, lift that tailbone off the floor, expel all the air. And just a couple more like this. Using the breath in the movement is really very important because it keeps your focus on what's actually happening in your body. It's really powerful, the rhythm of your breath. But also when you're bringing awareness to your breath, I'm sure you find that it takes you down into your body. So away from thinking, judging, criticizing how you're doing it. Are you doing it right? It just helps you to come right down to where it matters. Not to mention, of course, that breathing deeply is very healthy. Okay, let's take our feet back down to the floor. And on your next inhale, sorry, before we do that, just walk the feet back towards the buttocks. And this time we're going to take the knees about hip width apart. So feet parted in line with the hips. Drop the fingers down onto the floor and you'll you should be able to tickle the back of your heels with your fingers. So that's the positioning of the feet that we want. Make sure that the feet are parallel as well. Your feet are not out to the side, so parallel. Great. Then on your next inhale, we're going to lift up the arms. And as you exhale, allow the arms to fall all the way back, backs of the hands reaching the floor. Now, if that's too difficult and your hands are not reaching the floor, it might be a good idea to grab a blanket or cushion so that you can raise the earth up a little bit so that the pressure on your shoulders is not too much. Okay, so when you do this, you'll find that you create this arch in your middle back. So you can probably slip your hand in under there. So the tailbone is reaching down, pointing down towards the floor. And the middle back is lifted. So we're going to inhale here. The chest is nice and open. Feel the rib cage widening. And then as you exhale, we're going to flatten the spine out. So to do that, you're going to lift the tailbone so you're pushing the pelvis upwards, closing that arch. Then inhale, take it back again. So rocking the tailbone forward, lifting that arch. Lovely. And then exhale, close the arch again. So it's this nice rolling forward and backwards on your lumbar spine, right down into the tail. So in your own time, with your breath, feel that opening, chest wide, and then the closing of the arch as you level your spine down. So there's lots of things at play here, even though it looks and probably feels quite a simple pose. Really engage with what's going on. So the spine is moving bit by bit, like those links on a chain, opening and closing. And when you lift the arch, the shoulders also press down into the floor. When you close the arch, your abdomen is at work. So feeling the chest opening as you raise the arch, shoulders at work, tailbone down. And as you close the arch, then the abdomen, the core engages, the feet press down, the shoulders are lifted a little, chest is closing in. Great. Then we're going to take both hands slowly, slowly, slowly back down onto the floor. So arms straight down by your sides. So we're going to continue the rise and fall of our spines, and we're going to come into bridge pose. So go with this as you feel comfortable. If there's any problem with the shoulders or necks, any injuries there, you might want to just go very easy with this or abandon it altogether. So I must insist that you listen to your bodies. So again, keeping the feet close to the buttocks, tickling the backs of the heels with the fingers. We're going to press into the balls of the feet. And we're going to lift the tailbone off the floor again. This time we're going to lift a little higher, taking the middle back off the floor. And then with the chin down, we're going to lift right up to the very top of the spine, so the shoulders pressing down. And then slowly coming back down, so floating the spine down from the top to the middle spine. And then all the way down to the tail. And remember that rolling forward then, so you really get right into the tail. So we're going to inhale to lift the pelvis, lift the tail. Keep the inhale going as you take middle back off the floor, coming right up, pressing into the feet, into the shoulders, peeling everything off the floor, and then exhaling all the way down, slowly, slowly. Inhaling again. Hold it and exhale it down. And then for an extra lift, if you feel like it, otherwise rest here. You can walk the feet back a bit more, taking the heels off the floor, tucking the toes in and the balls of the feet. And we're going to lift the tailbone, lift the middle. And when we get to here, we're going to take the hands together underneath, interlace the hands, and then roll up onto each shoulder. So tucking each shoulder in underneath. Okay, relax. And then inhale to lift as high as you can. Pressing that pelvis all the way towards the ceiling, coming up on the shoulders. Take a few breaths here. And on this inhale, then very slowly coming down. Taking the feet flat to the floor and allowing the tailbone to settle then. Great. Okay, after all that, we're going to swing up now to sitting, but to swing up, we're going to massage our spine. So we did this a couple of weeks ago as well. So lifting up the feet off the floor, holding onto the backs of the legs, we're going to start a little swing going so that we're massaging the spine all the way from top to bottom. So get a little bit of a rhythm going. And it can be quite fun. It really helps to raise the energy of the body. If you want, you can straighten the legs out and come to sitting. Okay, so when in sitting then, get your blanket or a cushion from before and just place it behind you here. We're going to bring the feet flat onto the floor. And then with the fingers, with the knuckles, so like monkey hands, we're going to press with the knuckles either side of the hips to come onto the feet, onto the toes, into like a squat. And then with these heels lifted off the floor, you're going to place the blanket in under the heels. So you're on the balls of your feet, fingertips on the floor, in your nice squat. While you're here, press with the fingertips and just lift the spine up again. Make sure the neck is nice and loose. So just watching the posture all the time, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Then you're going to dip your chin down towards your chest. And with the fingertips, you're going to press into the floor and start to bring your heels down onto that blanket. Lift the tailbone up. Keep the knees softly bent and allow the top body to just drape forward so you can sort of feel your abdomen and your chest falling down onto the front thighs. Let the head fall loosely then so that the chin, sorry, so that the nose is pointing towards the knees. Keeping those fingertips on the floor. Start to raise the tailbone up a bit more. See if you can straighten out the knees. And if you feel like you can get rid of the blanket, you can do that if you feel a little bit more flexible. Otherwise, keep the blanket there. So a nice forward fold, just let the whole top body drape down. So sometimes this is called ragdoll pose or jellyfish pose or waterfall pose. I like the waterfall description because if you can imagine your spine from the tail is falling over the cliff and your whole spine like a waterfall, being pulled down into the river below. So it's just cascading forward. So watch the opening of the backs of the legs here. It may feel a little stiff. So we can alternate by bending and straightening. Or just keep the knees soft for today, whatever feels good. So remember, we're working on the lower back. So in this pose, you can really feel that lower part of your spine exposed, open. So any strain or stress that you're holding there is now releasing bit by bit. So we hold this pose for a few breaths to give that time to heal. Remember, no tension in the neck here. So sometimes we have a tendency to lift our heads, but really just let it go. Now we're going to